go.
Hi, JC. Glad to see you back. This is the second session. And I just wanted to just check in with you to see how you've been since our last session. And just to go over, you were given a homework exercise, which was the breathing retraining exercise. And so I just wanted to know, did you have to use that exercise, or how did it work for you?
Well, since we've been having a lot of discussions about, what happened to me, a lot of memories have been coming up and triggering me, and I have been able to use the worksheet that we gave me from before.
Mm-hmm. And so were you able to practice using the breathing exercise? Remember last week we talked about the breathing retraining and you choosing a word that you felt comfortable using, and you chose the word calm. Mm-hmm. And 10 to 15 cycles at least 2 to 3 times a day. Did you find yourself having to do that exercise?
I did, and it was helpful when I remembered to use it. So really training myself to use the technique, but once I did use it, it was helpful.
Okay. And so this session, we are just really going to start talking about what happened to you and the assault that you went through and processing that. And one tool that we're going to use is called the Assault Information Health Inventory. And that is just really getting some information about the sexual assault that happened to you, and even talking about how things were for you before you were taken by Philip. So we're going to talk about that, but I also want to find out and just check in with you on how are you feeling about the sessions or the therapy so far?
It's been difficult. There are times when I get nervous when I have to go in public, just by simple things. I'm still getting used to being outside of where I was captive, and it's just been a challenge.
Yeah, and that's normal. That's to be expected. And before we leave, I want to give you some common reactions that goes along with the assessment that we're going to do, the assault assessment. But it has some common reactions like fear, guilt, misunderstandings, and that's just basically to help you understand those feelings that you're going through. And it's perfectly normal to feel that way. And so I just wanted to say that it's okay for you to have those feelings. How is it going with Biscuit?
Biscuit's been helpful to have Biscuit with me, and Biscuit helps me remind me where I am, that I'm not where I was. Sometimes when I get activated and I have some of the memories, that Biscuit's been there to remind me that I'm here, I'm safe, and to also breathe and be calm.
Yeah. And one thing I just want to say is that you have control over this process. And so you have to remember that you have control over this process. But let's begin a little with the inventory. And can you just begin to share a little about what happened to you?
How far back?
Well, let's talk about how were things before Philip kidnapped you. How was your family life before all of this happened? And your relationship with your mom and Carl, your stepfather?
Before, everything was great with my mom and I before Carl. I don't really think Carl liked me, just because he was really short with me, and I don't know how he, or what he thought of me. I don't know if he thought bad things about me, or if he even loved me, or if he cared about me. He treated me differently than he treated my Sheena, at the time. And I believe it was because she was his birth daughter and I wasn't.
And so, how did that make you feel?
I felt out of place, like I didn't belong.
Mm-hmm. And so, let's talk about those feelings, but let's talk about when you were with Philip. Did you feel some of the same feelings?
No, Philip made me feel like I belonged there. He needed my help. When he talked about a problem that he had that I was helping him with. So I felt like I had a purpose there with Philip.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, what he did to me I didn't like,
Mm-hmm.
and I dreaded the runs that he had, but I feel like I had more of a purpose with him than I did with Philip.
And when you say runs, can you explain those runs?
Well, he would, use drugs. I don't know what kind of drugs they were. I don't remember right now. And he would do things to me, sexual things, and I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm. And I could see you kind of moving around. How are you feeling talking about this?
Well, I'm thinking about the memories, and I'm thinking about what happened. So, and I feel a little anxious.
Mm-hmm. Anxious. And, last week we talked about if you felt anxious to go back to the breathing exercise. And even if we need to take a few minutes for you to even maybe stroke Biscuit for maybe 5 or 10 minutes to help calm those feelings. And so that's an option too.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime you feel like you're getting overwhelmed or anxious, we can stop at any time and allow you to take a moment.
Will you do it with me?
Yes.
Okay, that'd be better.
Yeah. Do you need to take a moment to maybe rub Biscuit for a couple of minutes?
My stomach is so sore. I have so much nerves.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I think I need a moment.
You think you need a moment?